I'd like to thank all of the people associated with the Prostate Cancer Foundation, and also Andrew and Dan for co-chairing the parliamentary group, because there is nothing more important in our country than knowing that if you have an insidious disease of cancer, that you've got people out there that have got your back. We're all in it together, the young and the old, the male and the female. And so much good work is done in our community to raise awareness about cancer across the board. And that recognises the fact that we are a compassionate society with a deep concern for our fellow citizens. 24 years ago, I was diagnosed with an aggressive prostate cancer. I had absolutely no knowledge that I was vulnerable to prostate cancer, despite the fact that my father died from prostate cancer. He survived the war, but he could not survive prostate cancer. And I had no idea I was at risk. But the skill of my GP, the knowledge and the skill of my surgeon saved my life. Peter Heathcote is here today, who you're responsible for that atrocity, is here today, but my GP was someone who gave me a PSA test at a time when that wasn't generally done by GPs. And it left with me the thought, what is happening to all those other relatively young males who have a first degree relative with prostate cancer? Are they really aware of the risk factors here? And of course, as we know, it's now 1 in 2 if you have a first degree relative that will most likely have prostate cancer. Not only did my father die from prostate cancer, I have 2 other brothers who have also experienced prostate cancer. So those risk factors are very important. But the truth is, sadly, in 2025, a lack of knowledge amongst men about these risk factors is widespread. They're simply unaware. Now, 22 years ago, Jim Lloyd, where is he, and I spoke in the Parliament as survivors of prostate cancer. And we made a passionate call then for comprehensive prostate cancer testing and awareness programs, precisely because of the experiences that we had been through and the experiences that we then had as a result of our knowledge going out in the community, talking to groups such as this. Now, there have been improvements in the treatment and detection of cancers across the board, but for a variety of complex reasons, resourcing of prostate cancer testing and awareness has fallen behind, particularly in the last decade. Australia has large programs for lung cancer, bowel cancer, breast cancer, cervical cancer, but no equivalent programs for prostate cancer, which is Australia's #1 killer of men. Only 1 in 12 eligible men participate in prostate testing, compared to 52% of women for breast screening, 63% for cervical cancer, and 40% for bowel cancer. Last night I was home and I was watching the telly, catching up with the Melbourne Cup and a few other things, and there was a really impactful ad on the television about lung cancer, raising awareness, a program for $263 million over 4 years to raise awareness for lung cancer. Now, all of that money that's spent on all of those cancers, including the money spent on lung cancer awareness, is money well spent. But where you have a situation where a male with a first degree relative being diagnosed with prostate cancer, the chances are 1 in 2. That lack of knowledge is a death sentence for many younger people in our community. Since Jim Lloyd and I last spoke in the Parliament about this back in 2003, 70,000 Australian men have died from prostate cancer. We have had strong federal funding dedicated to prostate cancer research centres and so on. There has been a lot of federal effort here. But the one thing we've not been able to really get going is a comprehensive testing and awareness program for prostate cancer. I look forward to that changing very quickly. And I, in particular, want to pay tribute to all of those people here today and many around this country who work so hard for those people affected with the scourge of prostate cancer. Thank you.